Jaime Cruickshank Boyer started to run as soon as she started to walk. Her athleticism and drive led to her representing Canada in 3 different sports internationally, before ultimately becoming an Olympian in the 2-woman bobsleigh at the 2006 Turin Winter Games. Boyer began as a gymnast and branched off into competing in tumbling and trampoline. She quickly excelled, winning a national novice championship in power tumbling when she was 12 years old, and a novice double mini trampoline title the next year. In 1998, she qualified for the World Championship, and her parents were able to travel to Australia to support her. They kept a running count of all of the scores and were able to tell Jaime had reached the tumbling finals in her age group as one of the top 6 12-year-olds in the world.
I was never like the one to do all of the crazy flips and tricks, but I was the one to execute as perfectly as possible. And I think that's what judges loved when they watched me do gymnastics.
Her execution was thrown off after she had a big growth spurt after Junior Worlds.
I was always tall, but think about learning how to do these incredibly intricate moves where you're flipping and twisting, you're doing multiple flips, multiple twists, and you're used to it at a certain height. And then all of a sudden one summer you grow and everything is different. And I got injured and it was awkward. I was going through the huge growth spurts. And it stopped becoming fun. And I remember always promising myself, whatever I do, it has to be fun.
Boyer decided to step away from the sport, a decision her parents supported, provided she found another activity to take its place. She turned to volleyball and athletics. Boyer won 5 gold medals at the provincial high school track meet in 2004. She set a provincial record in the 80-meter hurdles, breaking the record set by her aunt, Lasha Pilipo, in 1981. Boyer's record still stands. She represented Canada at the World Youth Track and Field Championship twice, breaking the Canadian record in the 100-meter hurdles in 2003.
I thought I was just going to be a sprinter, and then I found this huge love with hurdles because I was such a technician, and it was something a little bit more intricate than just running fast.
Beyond the hurdles, Boyer also won a junior national championship in the long jump and competed at the Pan American Juniors in that event. Her great all-around athleticism led her coaches to guide her toward the heptathlon. With almost no time to train, she switched events just before the junior nationals. She was hoping to compete internationally in the heptathlon that summer and then begin her track career at the University of Saskatchewan in the fall. It didn't work out that way. Boyer led the heptathlon heading into the second day of events when she failed to score any points in the javelin, having had minimal time to perfect her technique. Incredibly, her points in the other 6 events still placed her 3rd overall. Boyer was still focused on competing in the heptathlon and starting university when she was invited to visit the bobsleigh facilities at Canada Olympic Park. While she was there, she was offered the chance to try the simulator, where national team members practice their starts.
Do you want to try pushing this thing? I said, okay, yeah, sure, I'll try. And I didn't have anything. We went to the gift shop. I bought a pair of sweats so that I could try out bobsledding. And I didn't know what he was doing at the time, but I kept hearing this button get pushed and this ding dong, and then all of a sudden he was on the phone, and I was like, this is very strange. Like, why is he acting so strange? And he got off the phone. He's like, okay, you just push faster than all of the girls on the national team. Do you want to try out for Team Canada? It's like, oh, gosh, I don't know, maybe?
It was a tough decision, but Boyer opted to join the National Bobsleigh program in Calgary immediately. She spent 4 years on the national team in 2-woman bobsled and was on the first women's team to compete on the full World Cup circuit. Boyer and Helen Upperton finished 2nd at the World Cup stop in Lake Placid, where she also set the start record. She also won a silver medal at the 2007 Junior Worlds. Boyer qualified for the 2006 Turin Olympics, where she and Susan Gavin Halati finished 13th. At 20, Boyer was the youngest competitor in the event. She was still fighting to keep her place during their practice runs even after the games had begun. Boyer said Turin was a stressful experience, but it was also full of magical moments. None of those were bigger than the opening ceremonies, where time stood still for her walking into the stadium.
And it's dark, and we're together, and you're just kind of like, whoa, this is a really, really big moment. And the cauldron gets lit. That's the moment. And you're like, everything, all the sweat, the blood, the tears, the triumphs, the hard parts, all of it is worth it because I've now achieved it. I'm an Olympian. And it was just a whole body experience, just so much. It was electrifying. And then the fireworks started going off, and we're crying and hugging each other. We're here, we made it, we did it. And it was incredible.
Installed in the Saskatchewan Sports Hall of Fame on September 23, 2023, Jaime Cruickshank Boyer.